It was just a small commuter plane, buzzing back and forth from one town to another. A journey of 86 minutes, one of many that day. No one could ever have imagined that it would end like this, in drama and in death. Yet in 1995, two pilots with 26 passengers aboard managed to defy the laws of gravity for 9 minutes and 20 seconds, when their aircraft in effect lost the use of a wing, struggling home like a wounded bird.
Help me hold it!
Brace positions! Keep your heads down, everyone! Hold on, this is gonna be rough!
But when their plane makes a miraculous crash landing with all passengers alive, their ordeal isn't over. What awaits them is even more horrifying.
It's getting hot in here! Get me up! Tell my wife I love her!
I have never before or since dealt with so much physical devastation and emotional upheaval and so much sorrow.
Flying isn't always glamorous. Regional airlines are like the buses of the air, trundling back and forth from one small city to another. Crews operate several flights a day, working for up to 15 hours. They face interminable ground delays and often surly passengers. If a flight gets cancelled, they don't get paid, but they enjoy their work. Atlanta Airport in Georgia has become one of the busiest in the world. It's the home of the very successful regional airline, Atlantic Southeast. ASA serves every town and city of the southeastern United States with a fleet of 83 turboprops. In 1995, most of them were Brasilias built by the Brazilian firm Embraer. The Brasilia is a high-performance aircraft with state-of-the-art avionics and a top speed of 610 kilometers per hour. Today, after 18,000 successful flights, this Brasilia will take off for the last time.
Takeoff check, below the line. Okay, your lights.
Captain Ed Ganaway and First Officer Matt Warmerdam have just flown in from Macon, Georgia.
Turn the lights on.
Going through the departure checklist, they're now ready for their second flight of the day, Flight ASA 529 to Gulfport, Mississippi.
Hi. Hi there.
Flight attendant Robin Feck has been with ASA for just over 2 years.
Hi there.
Her cabin is a cramped space, only 10 meters long. Most of her 26 passengers are seasoned business travelers, ranging in age from 18 to 69. Among them are 7 engineers, 2 deputy sheriffs, a minister, 2 Air Force personnel, and even an aspiring flight attendant. For them, the short trip to Gulfport, Mississippi is a routine journey, but they're half an hour late on their schedule already.
Keep powers set. Auto feathers armed.
Captain Ed Ganaway, who's been with ASA for 7 years, isn't the first pilot in his family, and is a skilled and accomplished captain.
V1.
VR. Pause rate.
Gear up.
AC 529, contact departure, fly heading 060 now. We'll see you.
The two men have been flying at ASA for some time and get along well. At nearly 2 meters tall and 95 kilos, Matt Warmerdam is a tight fit in the Brasilia's cramped cockpit.
I think all pilots would agree that the Brasilia was a constant love-hate relationship. It was, at the time, the fastest, sleekest turboprop around. And it was also very tricky to master. The thing was built like a Sherman tank.
Hey, Robin?
Hi.
It'll just be a couple more minutes like this. It's going to smooth out.
Okay, just a couple more minutes and I'll be able to get up?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
See you.
David McCorkill is a frequent flyer and works in the software business. He's on his way to an important meeting.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard.
Board Atlantic Southeast Airlines, Flight 529, service to Gulfport, Mississippi. You're passing through 13,000 feet. The captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt signs. However, if you are in your seats, we suggest that you do so with your seatbelt loosely around your waist, just in case we encounter any turbulence en route.
Chuck Pfisterer, a nervous flyer, works for a paper company and is on his way to visit a new mill.
AC 529, climb and maintain flight level 200.
200 AC 529. 20.
The Brasilia, on autopilot, is climbing towards its cruising altitude of 7,300 meters.
24. 24.
But the plane will never make it to this altitude.
Autopilot, engine control, oil.
The sound of that
Autopilot,
was
engine
tremendous. It was as if someone had taken a baseball bat and hit an aluminum garbage can as hard as they could. It was just a gigantic crashing sound. And the airplane immediately lurched to the left.
I heard a loud bang, and that's what, just shot me awake. Not knowing really what happened, I looked over and noticed everyone looking left out the window.
What I saw was very alarming. The outer skin of the engine had been ripped off, or as I determined later, had peeled back because of some force. I could see the components of the engine itself, and I could see fluid leaving the engine and exiting the back of the wing.
Autopilot, engine
Warning lights and chimes go off, signaling trouble in the left engine. The autopilot trips off as a result, and Ganaway takes control of the plane.
Autopilot, engine control, oil.
The plane is falling at over 1,600 meters per minute, the equivalent of nearly 30 meters every second. Oil from the destroyed engine is seeping into the air conditioning pack, bringing smoke into the cabin.
Autopilot, engine control, oil.
Back off.
Autopilot,
We've got the left engine out.
oil.
Left power lever.
Autopilot,
Flight idle.
oil.
Unaware that the left engine is destroyed, the pilot tries to adjust its propeller to improve the plane's lift.
Oil.
Left condition lever.
Autopilot,
Left condition lever. Feather.
Warmadam attempts to feather the propeller, which means changing the angle of the blades in order to minimize air resistance.
autopilot.
The warning light indicates fire in the left engine.
Left condition lever. Fuel shut off.
No matter what Ganaway does, the plane is still pulling violently to the left. He struggles to counteract it by pushing hard to the right, using both rudder and control column.
I need some help here.
Autopilot,
I need some help on this.
oil.
The force of the crippled wing pulling to the left is relentless. Without the efforts of the pilots to keep the plane stable, it would roll into a spin and spiral down into the ground, killing everyone on board. The engine has turned into a mass of misshapen, twisted metal, fatally weakening the wing's aerodynamic capabilities and dragging it down.
Autopilot.
The plane wants to keep turning left. The pilots must push hard right on the rudder to the limit to keep them flying straight.
Engine control.
Captain Ganaway is confused.
Autopilot.
Feathering the propeller has not reduced the drag. He's so preoccupied with handling the emergency, he hasn't looked over his shoulder at the damaged engine yet.
Oil.
You said it's feathered?
Autopilot. Engine
It's feathered.
oil.
The hell is wrong with this thing?
Engine
I don't know.
oil.
For now, the pilots are focused on the plane's vital statistics: heading, altitude, speed, and the power setting of its one good engine.